Hello friends, I'm Atul Dahale and welcome to my YouTube channel. Currently on chess24.com, Magnus Carlsen Invitational chess tournament is going on, and it is a very unique tournament which is happening completely online. Magnus Carlsen has invited other top 7 players in the world to play in this double round robin tournament. And yesterday was the 6th round. Chinese top player Ding Liren was paired against the French top player Maxime Vachier Lagrave, and initially they played the 4 rapid games in which all the games were drawn, and in the end they had to play the Armageddon, that was 3 minutes game, sudden death. And in that game, surprisingly, MVL just lost the game in 16 moves. Yes, after seemingly very solid opening, that is Slav defense, MVL took a lot of risk and then he had to pay for it and he landed up in checkmate. So let's look at the game and find out where he went wrong and why he lost in just 16 moves. In this game, Ding Liren was white, MVL was black. Ding Liren started with d4, d5, c4, c6, Slav defense, a very solid defense, knight f3, knight to the f6, then knight to the c3, and black played bishop to the f5. Usually in this position, d into c4, a4, and okay, bishop f5, e6, these are the standard moves. Okay, bishop f5 is played in this position, and white decided to play c into d5. This is also very standard. Ding Liren had played this earlier also. And here black has two options to capture the pawn, c into d5, which might lead to the same thing which happened in the game, or black can play knight into d5. This is a little bit provoking because white can now play queen to the b3. This is the main idea of this opening, that white starts putting pressure on black's pawn, and this knight is also putting pressure on the d5 knight. And there is a threat of winning the pawn after c into d5, queen into d5. Well, black player means MVL played queen to the b6, offering for the exchange of the queens, because if in this position white exchanges the queen, then black will be fine because he will be having an open file for his rook. And another thing is that black is inviting white to capture the pawn on d5, that is with the knight into d5, e into d5, and queen into d5, while white will be pawn up. But what he will get in return? Okay, he will be getting lot of piece activity, and Ding Liren accepted the challenge. He took the pawn on d5 and MVL played e6, then queen to the b3. And now in this position, usually black players play queen into b3, a into b3, and after bishop to the c2, the pawn on b3 will fall for sure. And if white tries to protect the pawn with knight to the d2, he is little bit being restricted in this position. And then knight to the c6, then knight can come on d4, attacking d4, and knight b4 is also a possibility. So usually the pawn is not saved and the game will proceed in a normal way. But MVL, as it was the Armageddon game, decided to play knight to the c6. It is little bit risky. Now his threat is to capture on d4 as well as to play knight b4 and knight c2 check, and rook will be gone. So what to do in this position? Well, Ding Liren knew what to do in this position. He calmly played e3, supporting the pawn on d4 and allowing knight b4 move, which also allows knight to the c2 check on the next move. Well, white had a very nice move in this position. He played queen a4 check. Now black must play knight to the c6 to be in a normal position in this, to be in a normal game. But because after knight to the c6, white can maximum play bishop to the b5, then bishop e7, castles and castles, the development will be done, and black's and white's king will be in the safety net. So that is what should be played in this position. But black was taking too much risk. He did not pay attention to his king safety. He thought white's king is unsafe and he will get the chance to win the rook or checkmate white's king, maybe. So he played king to the d8, but this is a mistake because white's next move came as a big surprise for black, I think. So bishop to the d2. Now even if knight c2, which happened in the game, white has a nice move, that is king to the e2. And now here black doesn't have time to play knight into a1 because bishop a5 is coming and black will just lose the queen. Let's suppose knight a5, then bishop a5, and the queen on b6 will be lost. So that is not a good news for black. So as bishop a5 still is the threat, MVL played queen into b2, again threatening queen into a1 or knight into a1. But now it is too late. White has another nice move in this position, centralizing the knight and attacking the king and threatening checkmate on d7. Yes, now knight comes into the center and queen to the d7 is a checkmate, and there is no satisfactory answer from black side. Suddenly he is just lost, and now Okay, in this position he played b5 to stop the checkmate on d7, but white has a nice move, that queen a5 check. And here in the game he played king e8, but even if he plays king to the c8, that wouldn't have stopped the checkmate, because after queen a6 check, king d8 and queen c6 is a nice move. Now threatening queen into 8 also, and queen d7, it is really difficult position for black. Maximum he can just give up the queen, but that is also not so good, because after this the queen will move and white will just win the game. So in the game he played king to the e8, and after, what move will you play? Yes, after queen to the c7, the threat of queen to the d7 checkmate is there, and if he tries to stop that checkmate with rook to the d8, then queen f7 is a checkmate, and black cannot really save the game. So that's why he resigned this game without further playing. So this game shows us that even top players make mistakes. They neglect their development, they neglect their king safety. The thing is that what we can learn from this thing is like, always pay attention to basic opening principles which are there in game, like always paying attention to your king safety, which is very important in the opening. That's why black lost in this game. I hope you enjoyed this small game played by these top players, and you will share this video with your friends also. And if you are not subscribed to my channel till now, do subscribe. We'll meet again with more updates. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.